Mm-mm-mm. We got a big old rainstorm coming in. There we go. That one extra button I forget to press. All right. We're going to put this over here so we can see who's coming in live on the chat. Jackson should have. There we go. How you doing, brother?
What's good, brother? Where you
Where are
at?
you at? There we go. My bad, dude. I totally am like, where is he? And I just saw the message. Where's the link? And I apologize. I should have had that sent to you.
All good,
Uh,
brother.
right
Minor
on.
de minor detail. Just don't let it become a big problem.
Oh, all right. Let's do this.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 322 of Boog Life, Pitted with Action and Manny V. We got some heavy stuff to get into this week, so let's just start rolling, brother.
Let's do it.
First and foremost, I got a couple of shout outs. My first shout out goes to Anthony Leon. He was kind enough to swing by my house on his way through Charlotte, got to meet his wife for the first time. I've been hearing him talk about her for years. Only good things.
Nice.
He's lucky. He's got a good one. And it was nice to just kind of hang out for a few minutes, shoot the breeze, so to speak, talk boog. And then he headed out because he still had a 5 hour drive ahead of him to get to the Outer Banks.
Damn. Well, that was nice of him to stop by and say hi.
He did this last year too. I'm like, all right, I'm cool with it. Anytime you're passing through Charlotte, give me a call. I'm more than happy to catch up with you, even if it's just for a couple of minutes.
Right
So,
on.
shout out to Anthony. I appreciate you, brother. Always stoked to see you. Hopefully, the next time we catch up, it'll be on your turf in the Outer Banks for some boogie action.
Right on.
All right, and now we dive into the heavy. My next shout out, which I'm sure you share with me, goes out to our good friend, bodyboarding legend, East Coast Surfing Hall of Famer, Jay Reel. Um, he's on family holiday in Australia right now with his wife Vicky and his son Kieran. Vicky's grandmother is turning 100 years young, and unfortunately, they stopped off for a boogie session and Jay went headfirst into the bottom, uh, pretty much cheese grated at the top of his head, but even worse, he broke his neck.
Yeah, I woke up, I think it was yesterday morning. Yeah, yesterday morning. And like most of us, we're scrolling, flipping through the socials, and there it was in one of the stories. Just a big old raspberry. It looked like it took a layer of skin about, that size off the top of his scalp. And yeah, I just saw a couple more stories, and holy crap, his C1, the top vertebrae, broken. Like, he is so lucky that he's not paralyzed. I mean, that is one of those things that you don't fuck around with. And the fact that he is, super fit, healthy, and was able to, be somewhat stable until they got him to the hospital was, somebody's looking over him for sure.
Well, as Jay mentioned in the video we posted up on his socials today, he was very lucky because it was a clean break. If it hadn't been a clean break, it could have pinched his spinal cord, and one, it could have killed him. Two, it could have left him paralyzed. So of all the bad things that could have come from this, you know, having a neck brace on and, for the next 8 weeks and being immobilized for the next 8 weeks is probably the best possible outcome in this scenario.
Did he mention anything about wearing a halo or anything? What's the extent of?
No surgery, no halo. They fitted him for a custom neck brace, and yeah, they've just got him immobile for the next 8 weeks. So yeah, again,
Ugh.
extremely lucky because it could have been far, far worse.
Oh my gosh. Big shout out to Corey D and Randy's fishing adventures. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, I mean, it could have been a reef where he would have got cut up and the injury to his spine. But man, I really believe that his health and his fitness really played a huge part on keeping it from being worse than it was.
Yeah, and while we're at it, big shout out to Vicky Reel. You know, you are an all-star wife. You take great care of Jay and, all the ongoings at e-bodyboarding. You know, when it comes to, married life, obviously both sides have juggle a lot between maintaining the personal relationship, raising kids, work,
Yeah.
full plate. And you throw in something like this and it really tests people. And Jay and Vicky have been bodyboarding's royal couple since 1999, 1998. I know they started e-bodyboarding in 99. I forget if it was 98 or 99 that the two of them got married. But Jay, you're a lucky man to have such an amazing woman by your side. And Vicky, thank you for taking good care of our dear friend.
Yeah, amen to that. Shout outs on my end, same. J Real, stay strong, stay positive, and know that there's an end, there's a recovery, and you're going to be back at it sooner than you think. So stay strong, brother.
All right, so into bodyboarding news. Obviously, the shout out to Jay regarding his broken neck was big news to touch upon. But also, the past 2 days, the final running of the Annaëlle Challenge in France. It's been a specialty event. This was the eighth time that it ran. Um, just to give people a little background on this event, the wave. It's a world-class wave, but it's extremely fickle. It's located on an island you have to take a boat to. It's a nature preserve, so access is limited. And so there's no fans allowed, competitors, event staff only. And when this event goes down, it usually fires. This year, no different. The waves were on, the competitors were going off. I cannot wait for the video package to drop on their YouTube channel. So keep an eye on Anel Challenge on YouTube because that I'm sure that's coming in the next day or two. I'm sure it'll drop before the weekend. But if you want to see some video footage highlights from day one, we'll get into that in a sec. They posted up that on their Facebook page. This event, has been one of the premier specialty events for the last decade. For me, it's right up there with the Tand Invitational in South Africa.
Yeah.
The Shark Island Challenge. It's a top level specialty event, and I'm kind of sad that this is the last one. They actually promoted it as a Nell, the final challenge.
Yeah.
For me, it's almost I almost want to relate it to you know just think of your favorite movie saga or series, and when, the trilogy or the saga comes to an end, or, you're reading a really good book and you've worked through all the chapters, you get to the end, you know, you're super stoked, but at the same time, it's like, I can't believe it's all said and done.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know the reason why they decided to make this the last event being held there?
I'm not sure of the exact details. I know, again, access has been difficult. You are dealing with a national preserve, and you have to take a boat out there to it. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot that went into the decision to put the event to rest after this year, but I'm glad they got it run, and you know. I tried to stay up and watch it, but there's a 6 hour time difference. And when they're starting at 2:30 in the morning, my time, 11:30 at night on the West Coast and it's running for 5 hours. It's kind of hard. I'll be honest. I was watching last night and by somewhere between 3:30, I conked out. My younger days, I could have stayed up and watched it no problem and been raring to go all day today. But yeah, by 3:30, I was out cold and I've been dragging ass all day.
I mean, I'm
You
right
know,
there. I'm right there with you. There was no way. My bedtime's been 7:30, and for me to stay up till 11 just to see the start is a lot. So what I've been doing is I'll block off an hour or two and just sit down with some popcorn and watch the heats. But I did take the time to watch the full 45-minute final, which was freaking incredible. But we're gonna, talk more about that. Yeah, definitely sad to see it go, but amazing that they were able to put this last one live streamed on this remote island just off the coast of France, which is looked pretty cold, but epic at the same time.
yeah, and I mean, we're talking about it now just to get to the point of talking about the NL Challenge. In the end, the winner of this year's event, the last NL Challenge, he'll have this as bragging rights for the rest of his life, was Armidi Oliveras from the Canary Islands.
Let me pull up his Instagram. He did have, yeah, it's amazing. There he is. Can you guys see that? You got that, Jackson?
Yep, I can see it.
All right, let me see if I can get some audio on there. It was pretty amazing. And you know what? He has been on fire. I don't know, Jackson. I did a quick research on him. And yeah, just 2024 world champion, 2025 European Tour champion. Ended up in third this year on the World Tour, and here he is winning the Annaëlle Challenge. He's on
Well,
fire and unstoppable. And if I heard correctly, during the interview at the end of this event, he got on the plane the next day, got home. The following day is another, one-off incredible event on the Canary Islands. I think it's at La Guancha, which is another heavy, reef breakout, just, maybe a mile away from Fronton, but that has all the heavy hitters from the Canary Islands and a lot of Europeans roll into town, a lot of international riders roll into town. But I mean, at the rate this is going, he may take this one too.
well, for those of you who aren't familiar with them, now you know. This is somebody to watch. He's been somebody to watch for the last few years now, and he's a bright young talent, and the kid's just racking up results wherever he goes.
I mean, my first visuals on him was I think it was 2018 Junior World Championship in Viana in Portugal, and I was invited to go there to commentate. And when I saw him competing, he ended up winning that World Championship and becoming the junior champion. But man, he was just on the next level, and I I I knew he was on his way to becoming world champion. And here we are. Fast forward 8 years, he's just sweeping everything up.
Well, on a side note, having the privilege of working commentary for the World Tour events, you and I have been fortunate enough to glean the future in a way. Because in the past 10 years, we've seen quite a few, you know, young riders, grow into young adults and start challenging for world titles, claiming world titles. Armidi is one, Tristan Roberts is another one. I mean, I can't say enough. You and I have been very, very lucky to watch these kids grow into young men and world champions.
And the best part of it is because of our small, tight-knit bodyboarding community, global community, we're friends with most of them, if not all of them. And I know you're friends with Udi Valadao, who is your, current world champion. And yeah, I'm right there with you. Super grateful to be able to be a part of the community through commentating and riding waves.
Most definitely. Riding waves, chasing good times, and just learning about other people and where they come from.
Exactly. Love it. Admides Olivares, uh, just crushing it.
All right, so now the video of the week, like I mentioned, if you go to the Annaëlle Challenge Facebook page,
Okay.
they have a clip of day one highlights posted. Again, waiting for them to do the full video edit. Hopefully it drops sometime between now and the weekend. But day one will give you a taste of what went down the at Annaëlle, the final challenge the past 2 days.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I just found it. It's 2 minutes long. Let me gear this up. There we go. We'll enlarge it. I think there we go. Let me oh, all right, got it ready on this side. Let's share it on the screen for everybody else. Booyah. And make sure our audio is good to go. And yeah, we're ready. Jackson, let's do this.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah. Skills. Nice.
So heavy.
Oh my goodness. That was day one. Holy shit. What I'm going to do is I am going to put the link to their Facebook page over on the YouTube channel just so you guys can get over there and check out some of the photos because the photos are phenomenal. The photographers they had on site were on point and just captured the essence of the entire comp. Look at that. Like Jackson, I don't know about you, but those days of even considering dropping in on those kind of waves for me are long gone.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be chasing anything like that moving forward, but I don't know. There's still a part of me. See, it's kind of good that you brought this up because, I will always be young at heart, but I've had more than a few moments in the last few years where my body has been yelling at me, slow your roll, asshole. But
Man, if you guys
yeah,
get a chance, go ahead. Sorry, Jackson.
no, it's just. You know, there comes a point where, I hate to say it, you just kind of got to throttle back a little. Doesn't mean you can't go and have some fun, but, none of us is getting any younger. And sometimes we get unfortunate reminders.
Yes, unfortunately. So, hey, check this out. I am gonna pull this up real quick. If anything, because there's almost 5 hours of competition here. If anything, go back to the YouTube video um, and just watch the final, if anything, because the final is pretty amazing. The battle between Admire and Jan was incredible. PLC was in the mix, but it came down to those two guys. Jan, the old school veteran going against the young gun Admire. It was pretty incredible. And when you get to that spin in the barrel from Admire, it's just mind blowing. So yeah, head over there. It's 2 hours 51 on the YouTube uh, on the YouTube channel. I'll put it in the chat box on YouTube right here on our feed so you can get to it. But yeah, Jackson, insane.
Yes, definitely. All right, so now we're at our weekly motivation portion of the episode as we start to wind things down for this episode. And we are just alluding to it. Uh, you know, getting older. Maybe not chasing heavy waves like we used to. And Jay's broken neck has had me kind of thinking about stuff a lot lately. Obviously, I'm not shying away from getting back out in the water. It's just, you know, I it all comes down to something we learn as Groms. Know your limits. And unfortunately, as we get older, the limits we had when we were in our 20s and 30s might not be the same as when we're in our 40s and 50s, but it doesn't mean we can't still get out there and have fun. Now, with that said, I came across a quote that really kind of caught my attention. It's from the former host of Headbangers Ball, Ricky Rackman. And this is what he put. It's a little long, but I felt it was very apropos for this episode. Truth. Getting old can be scary. I feel like I'm the oldest teenager. I want to see bands and ride motorcycles, or in our case, bodyboards. I still have lofty goals, but I need to realize time is running out. I'm so lucky to be in this position I'm in. Look, 30, 40, even 50 is not old. It's never too late to reinvent yourself. Yes, it's tough, it's scary, and it's risky. It's easy to come up with excuses why you can't. I have had success and failure. It's tough when you are older because the time window is smaller. Just dig deep, go forward, take no prisoners, and kill them with kindness.
Beautiful.
With that said, game on for all of us.
Yes,
All right, until the next episode, brother Manny, great to see you as always. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you in episode 323.
you got it. And if you are a Pipeline patron, come join us live on Friday, 2 p.m. West Coast time. We're going to interview your female champion at the Pan American Games, Luz Grande from Puerto Rico. That's happening on Friday, 2 o'clock. Jackson, epic.
All righty, we're out.